Good morning, everybody. Um, I just want to acknowledge that, yes, today is September 11th, and I will never forget that day. It was 20 years ago, and I was in my first job, and I was very scared. And so, and then all the time in between was then growing up, post 9/11, because I think I was in my late 20s, early 30s, something like that. 20 years ago, I'm 47. Dude, yeah, I was 27. Damn. So anyways, yeah, I was in my late 20s. So I just want to acknowledge that yesterday, September 11th, and I'm not discounting everybody's feelings around it and remembering all the victims. So, and so anyways, I wanted to go over this about the supplements because I remember in the beginning when I first started the J Juice, I was still working from the holistic market and I was taking all my different supplements, promoting them. I mean, if you look way back in my timeline, you would see me putting out, oh, look, this is my primrose oil. Oh, look, this is, ashwagandha. This is, garlic oil, or this is um, some kind of probiotic pills or something. And so I was heavily into the hormone replacement therapy. Didn't know that's what it was, but that's how the holistic market tries to fancy themselves as different as the allopathic or the traditional medicine market is, that they sell a lesser version of what is in the prescription drugs and the over-the-counter drugs. Okay? And so, when you're promoting taking hormone replacement therapy, because that's what vitamin D is. I see this all over Facebook. Oh, the doctors aren't telling you to take vitamin D, zinc, and calcium. They're telling you to take a vaccine or something else. And I'm like, okay, Miss Holistic Mama, vitamin D supplements will cause, when someone takes vitamin D supplements, what are they doing? Would they even know how to dose themselves? And even if they did know how to dose themselves, why the hell would you? Do you realize that all the different melanin, or not melanin, it's called melatonin, and all those little sleep, those sleep herbs and the vitamin D supplements and the zinc supplements and all these supplements are all types of hormones. It's like telling someone to go take, some estrogen. Why would you tell someone to go take estrogen? Okay, yeah, you can go outside and get vitamin D. But if you have an imbalance in your hormones, you think a person's really going to, take on and use that vitamin D to their benefit? So this is what happens. If people take so many supplements like vitamin D, guess what that causes? Hypercalcemia. Hypercalcemia is the thickening of the blood by too much vitamin D exposure, whether it's outside or too much vitamin D exposure when they're taking a bunch of supplements. And, and so it just kind of like, and that's, so in the beginning, I was taking so many primrose oil because that was for my PMDD. I felt the heart palpitations. I took one, I felt like, ooh, a lift, right? And then I didn't feel it anymore, so I'd take two. And I take three. And I take four. And all of a sudden, I'd be taking almost the whole freaking bottle. Now, I know that's kind of stupid, but I didn't know what to expect. Okay? And so, I expect to have a difference in my mood, but then the reason why I have the mood issues from the PMDD, because I have the hormonal imbalances, but me taking the supplements weren't going to help me. And so why don't you holistic people understand the power of salt and food and pain? Why are you prescribing to your friends the supplements market when it's no different than the prescription or over-the-counter drug market? When you're licensed as an osteopath, an allopath, a homeopath, a naturopathic, you are telling the government that you know how to stop people's pain by using hormone replacement therapy in a safe way that is appropriate for carrying that license. When you are prescribing something such as a supplement in a natural food store, you're saying that, okay, that food isn't really important. It's just taking a pill for something. Oh, but then people will take food too also. So they'll not only do the supplements, they'll take their pineapple juice in reaction to inflammation or mucus. They'll take their elderberry syrup, which is food, right? And they'll mix it with all their herbs and take it for when that kid has a cold. And so then it becomes very, very hard to distinguish between food and remedies, because people are saying, oh yeah, food is medicine. Oh, I see this all over the place with the holistic mamas and all that stuff. They're like, oh yeah, food is medicine, food is medicine. Take a bunch of this elderberry syrup, because elderberries are food, right? Yeah, so you mix it up, you boil it down, add a bunch of sugar, add a bunch of cinnamon and all these different spices, and give it to your kid when they're feeling sick. And so all these different shamanic recipes are antibiotic. Okay? The whole thing with the vitamin D, I took a lot of iodine, which was hurting me. That's what's also being promoted out there is iodine. That stuff will mess you up. So much vitamin D will mess you up. Because what happens is then, yes, you are setting a person up to have to go into a cardiovascular unit because they're taking so many hormones that they don't even understand what the hell they're doing. They were just told on Facebook, oh yeah, instead of doing the vaccine, just take a bunch of freaking supplements. Well, how is that any freaking better when a person is doing hormone replacement therapy? That's what HRT is. It's all the fucking supplements market. Oh, but no, since it's been marketed as natural is better. Well, shit, mercury is natural, but you're not prescribing your friends mercury, are you? Hell, I don't know. Poisons are natural. There's a lot of poisons out there. What's a poison? Something that is high, like let's say in a high concentration that doesn't have it's not diluted to a certain parts per million where it's okay for the body to go and process. When something is that condensed. And so yeah, so people don't understand chemistry. Of course they don't. But here's the thing. Salt, food, and pain are going to then help you get the vitamin D that your body needs. Salt, food, and pain is going to help you get all the calcium. Salt, food, and pain is also going to help you get through every single aspect of all of this craziness of the different viral reactions. Okay? Salt, food, and pain is going to be everything. I already proved yesterday that if you just gargle your mouth with salt, let's say you tested positive for COVID. And so let's say you have two COVID tests, 2 COVID spit tests. You open up one, you spit in it, you show up positive. Okay? You take then, either J juice or salt water, high concentration. You gargle or you swallow it, either way, up to you. And then you go take another spit test again. I'll bet you, and most likely you'll come up negative. Because salt neutralizes and it freezes the virus replication. The virus is still there, but it's not in a replication state. It's kind of like in a beef jerky state. That's why I say you guys don't stay on the J juice too long, because then you'll macro levelly be on a freaking beef jerky. Because the environment out there is also working against you on the outside. But if you want to control viral infection, then yeah, salt, it does that. Why the hell would you tell your friends to go take freaking vitamin D and cause hypercalcemia? Hypercalcemia, again, is when you have so much calcium being produced by the exposure to vitamin D, it clogs up the arteries and capillaries. And guess what? Not only high blood pressure, but you could cause someone to have a heart attack. And so how many people out there in the mommy and me world with all of their supplements and all of their non-GMO and taking away gluten-free are causing their base to be set up to go into a cardiovascular unit down the road or sooner? That's what gets me about the activists and the holistic mamas out there that pretend they know everything, that think that the only thing out there is to be against the therapeutics and to be against the allopathic market and all the pharmaceuticals, and they are steadily prescribing their friends and family all the freaking supplements in the world. And I'm just like, they were, whatever. I mean, nothing I can say, because no one wants to feel pain. If they like my information, I see them come through my newsfeed or come through my videos or liking my videos, but they're not promoting salt or anything. No. because they're still buying into the fear of it in the holistic allopathic. Why do you think the holistic world is all about the pink salt? Because it has less sodium chloride. They still think white salt is poison. And that was the major pushback I got when I changed from the pink salt to the white salt. Oh my God, people had freaking conniptions. Well, here's the thing. You need to have that type of activation, but you also need the food supply. That's the covalent bonding. That has the actual hormone release, the vitamin D, the vitamin A, the vitamin B, the vitamin C, the vitamin G, the vitamin U, vitamin everything. You don't take freaking vitamins in a freaking bottle because you don't know what the hell you're doing. Yeah, you reset your body a few times with a J juice, and then you have a high sodium diet, processed food, and fruits and vegetables because you need the salt to help mediate and activate and code your freaking DNA and be able to adapt to the new environment. And yeah, you have to poop, you have to feel a little pain, you have to open up your first and second lines of defense. Oh, but no one who promotes supplements will know how to even say that because they don't even understand their first and second lines of defense. Oh, but they're not reading my stuff. They just like what I have to say because I'm anti this or saying that you shouldn't take this therapeutic or whatever. I'm not saying that at all. Take the freaking therapeutics because you might as well, if you're promoting supplements, because you have no idea what the hell you're doing. You might as well go to a freaking doctor because you have no idea what the hell you're doing as far as promoting vitamin D, vitamin zinc, and calcium and all this other stuff in the holistic freaking world. And so that's why I get pissed off at Alex Jones because he's hawking all the supplements out there. All the crap. I took all of his shit. Well, I took some of his shit. I took his tangy tangerine way back in 2012. And my husband was getting heartburn from all of that. So he had to get away from the tangy tangerine and all that crap that he was promoting. Those are the powders. So I'm going to tell you this. I have firsthand knowledge how destructive the holistic industry and the supplements market is. And it is all about hormone replacement therapy. Yeah, they may call it something different. Of course they do. Words are deceptive. But when you look at the actual intention behind the supplements, it's no different than taking a prescription drug. It's no different than taking an over-the-counter drug. It's just marketed differently. And so if you don't get that and you don't understand salts, food, and pain and understand your first and second lines of defense, you might as well just get off your little freaking soapbox and go back to the allopathic world and just do what you do. But stop trying to pretend that you have something different when you don't. That's what just really pisses me off about the holistic world. They think they're different. No, they're the same and even worse because they're a wolf in sheep's clothing. Literally, wolf in sheep's clothing. So good luck to you all. Bye.